Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Nena Alice Kali with a brand name nellymillinery. Welcome to my class. Today I want to talk about how to make SINAMAY coils, like the styles I posted on my wall. Okay, I is of there is nothing difficult about it. Okay, know this thing, just know the techniques of how to coil your SINAMAY. Also, the more purpose of this training is to teach us how to, get a permanent coils. That is a permanent SINAMAY coils. Most times, we all know, we beginners know that once you coil your SINAMAY, at times goes by, it becomes straightening. Is that taken? So how can we achieve that? Let me use the word permanent. We all know it won't be that permanent, but at least it's more better than using the former method. Okay, how can we achieve that permanent SINAMAY coils is what I'm going to talk about today. Okay, now I will mention different techniques that we use, different methods. So I'm just listening attentively because this class is going to be more of explanation and not too much practical. Okay, now if I look at the ones I coiled, okay, look at the ones I coiled. That's this one. See, look at the method I use. Okay, so I'm going to teach us how to achieve this. Now, just listen attentively, please. Okay, I'm going to read them out. I actually jotted it in a piece of paper. Now, I'll read and explain. Okay. Now, number one method of coiling SINAMAY. Before we go to the methods, before you coil your SINAMAY, okay, we have different, if I'm going to teach based on the design of my workplace, we have different method of coiling SINAMAY, like I said earlier on. Now I'm going to teach us, the main topic is how to coil SINAMAY bias. Okay, you can also use this method for other SINAMAY, okay, not only a bias SINAMAY. Okay, now we all know how to cut our bias SINAMAY. For example, let me use this method. Let me use this. This is actually a bias cut. See, it's a bias, so it can easily stretch. This is a bias SINAMAY. So of course we have to fold it. You know how to fold. You fold, bring in the rough edge inward, and you fold this way. Okay, is that taken? So this is it. This is it. Is that taken? Fold it. Now we have this. Now it's the same thing as this. Now see the way this one is straightened. How did I achieve this? I have to iron, of course, for you to if you want it to be flat and neat. Okay, you use your pressing iron. You iron after you form the bias strip fold. Okay, you iron with your pressing iron, so you arrive at this. Now let's continue. I believe you know how to cut a bias strip, bias. I believe you know how to cut bias. Okay, either using fabric or this is SINAMAY. So let's continue. So after you are done with ironing, let's move to how to after you're done with cutting, folding, and ironing of bias SINAMAY strip, okay, now let's move to the next method. And what is the next method? How to achieve a permanent coil. How to achieve a permanent coil. I listed three. I know, so one thing you must know is this. Now listen attentively, please. No technique is wrong. Okay, as far as at the end you achieve a result. So these techniques I'm going to list out, I added my own method I use to achieve coils, and it has been working for me. Okay, now number one is the use of steam, the use of steam to get coils. The use of steam to get coils. Okay, I'm going to explain it. Number 2 is the use of coiling with coiling machine. We know we coil with it. Just as we also use this we call it straightener, or we call it coiling machine. Okay, we have it to coil your SINAMAY. You also use the coil your coil, okay, or feather stick. You also use it to coil your feathers. So number 3 is a coil, SINAMAY coil using soft wire. Okay, I'm going to explain them one after the other. So let's start with number 1. Number 1, you coil using SINAMAY. How are you going to achieve it? You will get to coil using steam. Sorry, number 1, coil using steam. Coil to coil your SINAMAY using steam. I'm going to tell you how I achieved this one. Okay, coil using steam. This was the method I used for this. See, coil using steam. Now, you get your steam. Either you use a steam iron or you use your steamer. If you don't have both of them, like I always teach, I would always tell my students, if you don't have all these machines, you can also get an alternative. Is that taken? So if you don't have steamer, if you don't have a steam iron, you can get what we need is steam, right? You can get hot water or boiling water. You can achieve it using boiling water. The steam, don't put in, please. You only need the steam that is coming out from the boiled water. Is that taken? So see how we're going to do it. See what you're going to do now. You on your steam, your steamer. As of course it's not on. I'm just trying to explain. As you put it closer to it while you coil. Is that taken? Put it closer to it while you coil. If you're using steam from hot water, of course you put it closer. You put your SINAMAY closer to the steam while you coil. Depending on how you want your coil to look like, yeah, you can coil this way. Look at the way I'm doing mine. Okay, you can try to spread it if you want, or you can bring it closer if you want. Is that taken? Now, if you do that, of course, spin it down, because you are not going. It will remove back when you can use. This is this thing, straw board wrapper. This thing. Straw board. This paper is straw board. You can get a stick that has this shape. Okay, then you use it. Get a stick that has this shape and you use. While you steam, stretch very well and you wrap it. Is that taken? Now, this is the method we usually use. This is the method we all usually use. Is that taken? It's a common method. Then after we are done with it, of course, the common method is we take it to the sun. When it dry, you remove. Of course, it's going to coil. But as time goes by, it will become straightened. So, what are we going to do to achieve this permanent coil? That after we remove it from this what's it called, cylinder shape, after we remove from this object, it will remain permanent. Now, this is the method. We'll see what you're going to do to achieve that permanent coil after you remove it from this object. See what we are going to do. You are going to get, you need your stiffener. Okay, you need your stiffener. Okay, let me give you, this is an alternative. It's an option. If you do your Dylon dye is an option. I'm going to teach us how to use it. Now, see what we're going to do. Get your stiffener mixed together in a water solution. Of course, this is a solution. Mix together with the water, equal proportion, just as you want to stiffen your SINAMAY on a mold. It's not taken. Mix in an equal proportion. Okay. Now when you mix, this is optional. I will tell you the reason why I usually add my dye. I usually add dye to the mix stiffener. The reason why is this: sometimes after you wrap and you spray your stiffener, when it dries, you may see sometimes you may see patches, like stiffener patches on the SINAMAY. So what I usually do is this: I usually mix after my stiffener together with a part or a little bit of dye. This is a black Dylon dye because this is black. So I mix together. Once I mix together, so I will pour it inside a spray bottle. Is that taken? Pour it inside the spray bottle. Then this is what I'm doing. Then this thing. If you don't have this, you can just take your brush. Where's my brush? Okay, take your brush from it. Take your brush. Okay, of course I did not put the dye here, but just take your brush, take a little bit, and you apply it. Is that taken? You apply. So you take it to the sun, allow it to dry. That was the method I used for this. Allow it to dry. Now it will become, when it dries, it will become thick. This thing harden. Okay, you can't compare it when you do not add stiffener. So that is one method. So I usually add stiffener to make it let me use the word permanent. Okay, the coils, of course, it will last longer than without using stiffener. Is that taken? So after you're done with making your coils, apply stiffener. Always use stiffener. Okay, apply stiffener before you take it to the sun. Is that taken? Now another method is this coil using the coiling machine. Now get your we don't need this. We don't need this. Now another method is this: coil using your coil machine. Now before you use the coil, use your coil machine. Okay, before you use this, after you are done with making your bias strip, this is technique number 2. Okay, after you're done with making your bias strip, see what you do: apply your stiffener. Apply your stiffener on it. Apply vigorously, apply very well, so that the stiffener will penetrate. Of course, if it can't, of course it will turn, but definitely, since you are mixing with water, it's going to penetrate and go to the other side. Now apply very well. When you are done, the way it is, take it to the sun. Excuse me. You take it to the sun, okay, and when it dries, of course it will become strong. Is that taken? Now when it dries, see what you do: take your coil, take your coil machine, on it. Okay, you can continue to coil each part. You allow the heat to touch all the parts. Is that taken? allow it to touch up. It's not on. I'm just trying to explain. This is not on. There's no light, so I'm just trying to just explain without using light, please. Allow using, okay, sorry, coil. Is that taken? So you continue to coil. You know you need this thing, so you continue to coil until you are done. Then place it down, allow it to cool. So that is number 2 method. Stiffen first, allow it to dry, then you do what? Coil, using your coil machine. That is technique number 2. Then number 3. Technique number 3 is the use of your soft wire. Technique number 3 is the use of your soft wire, thin soft wire that is flexible wire. Okay, now see what I usually do. If you check this wire, you find out that it's color black. So how did I achieve this? Of course, it's difficult for us to get a black wire, millinery wire in the market. It's not possible. In a part of the country where I come from, in the country where I come from, it's not possible to get a black millinery wire. So see what I usually do. I usually use